Hello everyone, hope you all are fine, and today is a test on atomic structure chapter. As you all know, previous week I have already stated that today I will be taking the test. So in the worksheet section I have already given the question paper. So after this class you just download the question paper from the worksheet section and give the test by keeping the time in mind and give the test very seriously. Because as I have said, and every time I say, it's all about your self-assessment part. And our live class, that is interactive class, is also started. That will help you to clear to all your doubts and queries. Many of you are sending me mail about the project that we have discussed in that activity class. Actually, it's nothing. You just need to show the first 20 elements of the periodic table. It's not necessary that you need to draw that entire table. It's not needed. You can write about the first 20 elements but on a chart paper. Don't make it too elaborate so that anybody can look and they can understand that you are talking about the first 20 elements. You can draw only the first 20 elements starting from hydrogen till calcium. It's just like that, or you can go for any PowerPoint presentation or any computer, any other way of presenting, like paint also you can use for drawing hydrogen to helium. It's up to you how you are going to present the first 20 elements. If you want to make a poem and you can write the poem on a chart paper about the first 20 elements, of course it has to be original. Do not copy from anywhere. Just you put your own creativity in your own way. Do not ask others that what they are doing, or do not try to copy or imitate others. Do not try to find out in the internet that what is their ideas. See, you can see the ideas but do not copy anything. You just create the thing in your own way. So today you are going to get the revision test question paper on this chapter. Exercise question answer already we have discussed. So you all know, you will be knowing nicely that how the questions questions will be there in your examination, in upcoming examination. Then you will understand, or it will be clear to you all what this chapter all about and what type of question you are going to get. Now atomic structure chapter, we have very concept based things, especially the formulas. I hope you all are learning and practicing the formulas. That will help you to know or to reach to make or build the best of chemistry in for the higher classes as well. Some examples of the questions, like suppose an element is given, potassium. You all know the valency of potassium is 1. So it's given that an Y is an anion with valency 2. So what will be the formula of the compound when potassium joins with Y? I hope you have understood the question. Suppose Y is an anion with valency 2. What will be the formula of the compound when potassium joins with Y? You can write down the question by pausing the video. So potassium valency is not said in the question paper. Potassium valency is 1 and Y, it's said it is an anion and its valency is 2. So now what you need to do, if you can do it verbally, you can do that. If you cannot, you just write K and on that you write 1. K is a symbol of potassium, and then Y, at the top of Y you write 2, and then you do that crisscross method, and then you write that it is K to Y. Now Y, as it is said, the symbol of the element Y, so do not write your own symbol, like do not write oxygen or sulfur by your own choice. As it is mentioned in the question paper Y, so follow the symbol Y. So that's I wanted to say actually, that if in the question paper the symbols are represented as X and Y, you follow X and Y only. Do not go by your own choice of the elements. Suppose it is written that in the periodic table one element is present X in the period 3 group 1. So we all know in the period 3 group 1 the element is sodium. But if it is mentioned also that X is there in the period 3 group 1, then also you will follow the letter X, as they have not said to identify. If they ask that identify the element, then only you do that. And previous day also we had a discussion on groups, identification of the group of the element from that periodic table. Like if an element is there in group 6 what will be the valency of that element, or if the element is in group 1, then what will be the valency. So once again I am just repeating, any element situated in group 1a, 2a, 3a, 4a, see 6a. Group 6 means I am talking about group 6a, because group 3 to 12 is not there in our syllabus. So we will talk about 1a to 7a and group 0. So 1a means its valency is 1. In group 2a means its valency is 2. Group 3a means its valency is 3. Group 4a means valency is 4. Now if it is in group 5a, the valency can be 3 or sometime can be 5. So better to be in a safer side. You always mention that if it is in group 5a, the valency is 3. How? Because we will deduct it from 8. 8 minus 5 equal to 3. Then group 6a, that is 8 minus 6 equal to 2. Then 7a, the valency will be 8 minus 7 is equal to 1. And finally group 0, the valency will be 0. And if the valency is asked, then always you need to write in number. Do not write plus and minus sign. Do not write valency is, what is the valency of oxygen? Do not write minus 2. You can write oxygen is divalent, or you can mention it in number that oxygen's valency is 2. If it is asked that what is the charge of the oxide radical, then you will write 2 minus. Or what is the charge of sodium ion, then we can write that 1 plus. But if a valency is asked, then only 1 or only 2, this much. So these are the things that I need to say about writing in the examination, because question papers and the questions that will be there, you all know that will be very easy based on your exercise, based on the discussions that we are doing for so long. But the thing that you need to take care of, that how you should write the answers in the examination, that is more important. So after this class, you just start writing the examination. Take some time when you are writing the formulas. Do not hurry, because at the beginning phase you may get confused with a few radicals, like as I have said previously also, sulfate, sulfite, sulfide, then bisulfate, bisulfide, bisulfide. Now instead of bi, hydrogen word is also used, hydrogen sulfate, hydrogen sulfite, hydrogen sulfide. Then carbonate, bicarbonate, nitrate, nitrite, nitride. So these are certain confusing radicals. We do mistakes. So what you can do, you can prepare a notebook, and in the handy notebook you can write down those radicals which you are confused, which radicals are creating confusions while writing in the examination or writing in the revision test. So what you can do, those radicals specifically you can write down in your handy notebook. So whenever you are with the notebook, whenever you are not doing anything, you are just having some leisure time, just can turn the pages to check that those writings. That will help you to know. Or what you can do, you can make a chart of those radicals which you find is a bit confusing, and you can stick the chart in the study table for a few months. Once this is there in your brain, because once something you are seeing regularly every day, that image will be placed on your brain, and then later on when you are then you can remove the chart, and then you can see that automatically you can visualize that particular paper on which the radicals are written, and in exam it will be very helpful. You can try out this method for 2 to 3 months. You keep those radical charts. Don't write all the radicals, then it will be confusing. You write down those radicals which are basically creating confusion, because oxygen valency, oxide valency, sodium, potassium, these are simple. These you all know. The one which you know from class 6, that you leave. The one which are new, like acetate, CH3CO1 minus, ammonium, NH4 plus, sulfate, sulfide. So these you write down on a chart paper or a paper, and then that you stick on your study table or on the wall of your room where you are staying. Or you are spending maximum time of the day where you are spending there, you can stick on the wall. So this visualization can help you to learn the radicals faster, because this is something which is needed for entire life till the day you read about chemistry, read about science. So that's why it's not that this chapter over in class 7 means in class 8 we will not be having this chapter. This chapter is there till class 12, and after that also you cannot leave the formulas, or without formulas you cannot proceed with the chemistry, because these are their names, these are their nicknames, as we all say. So without them, how chemistry can go on? You can try out this. So there are multiple methods for remembering the radicals, remembering the formulas. You all can do that. I'm not making this video too longer. Today you just, after this class, you quickly start writing the revision test question, and then next day I'll discuss the question paper, and next day I'll discuss how the marking scheme will be. Take care and see you in the next class. Bye.